Welcome back to another episode of Real Legends Podcast. I'm your host, Bo.
I'm Dan.
And tonight's movie is Dead Poets Society. How you doing, my friend?
Good. Just got some freaking fat sucked out of my body.
Liposuction?
Yeah. I had these little lumps growing into my skin, so I got those removed today. I'm feeling a little less lumpy.
A little less clumpy?
Uh-huh.
That's good. That's good. Well, we've had some little interactions on the YouTube channel, so I thought we'd hit those before we get into the movie tonight. We always promise the fans that we'll read your comments on the air and discuss the takes, and we're going to do that tonight. So, if you want to just go ahead and do the honors, we had a comment on our Christopher Nolan Miss with Dunkirk short video.
So from Heather9, who has a hilarious picture. Heathen. Oh, I'm an idiot. Heathen. Wow. So Heathen9, he's got the black Robert Downey Jr., which means you know he's a fan of good movies because Tropic Thunder is hilarious. He says, Dunkirk, I believe, was his passion project, referring to Christopher Nolan. He really wanted to tell the story on the big screen. He could have embellished or made stuff up, but he towed the line and overall just told the truth. I admired him for that. Now that he's doing the Odyssey, I'm not so sure about it. I think that's a fair take. Dunkirk is not a story that's supposed to be like an action-packed, crazy, war movie. It's a story about, just desperate men and how they got over that. And I do agree, it is obviously a cool story. It just wasn't really for me personally, and it was a long story. And I just walked away thinking I didn't love it.
Yeah. It's a short movie, actually, but yeah, you felt it was very long.
It felt very long.
Yeah, and my take was, well, you can hear my take on the full episode, but my response to Heathen 9 is, yeah, I feel like Christopher Nolan certainly made the film he wanted to make, and it wasn't really about appeasing anyone or maybe telling a traditional story, but he did it, and some people like it, some people don't. So yeah, I think you're correct in that assumption that he did what he wanted to do, and we got what we got.
Yep.
So thanks for reaching out and messaging us, Heathen, or commenting rather. Yeah, it's fun to interact with people.
I agree with his take on the Odyssey because everything that's been coming out about the Odyssey now has made me want to not watch it.
Yeah, man,
which is sad.
Yeah. I'll just say this without getting into it too long, I guess. I've been back and forth on it. There's definitely stuff that makes me not interested in seeing it. We've already gone over that if you've listened to our other episodes. But I've also read some of the actors, like Matt Damon, or seen even little clips of them talking about it and how much, what it's like to work with Christopher Nolan and how crazy it was and how every movie he's pushed to be well, I made and did something I wanted to do that was different. And I did something, how do you say it? So he's put himself in the shoes of the audience. And it's the audience, even though they may not admit this or even know this, they want something new and different. And so I've done that. I've tried to do that with Memento, and then that worked out. And so they gave me Batman Begins, and so I did that, and that worked out. So and he kept going and going and going and just tried to make something different and also harder and bigger than the last thing. And just hearing Matt Damon talk about the locations and how hard it was and how on the ball everyone was on the production was he's I've never seen people work this hard and just be on just boom, 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 doing everything they're supposed to be doing. And so stuff like that is definitely intriguing. And I know that doesn't really mean anything when it comes to what you see on the screen, because that's going to really determine if the movie works or not. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Hopefully the rumors are more, yeah, I'm not going to say anything else, I guess.
Time will tell. The movie will tell.
Yeah, the time will tell if the movie's any good and if I end up seeing it.
Yep.
But I love Christopher Nolan, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I love his films anyway.
Me too.
All right. Well, let's get into the movie of the night, The Poet Society. Yeah, just initial thoughts, Dan, from you, if you want to take it first.
I think it's a really cool balance between two major ideas. One being responsibility and reality, and the other being dreaming ambition and passion, and how those two are sort of in conflict all the time, because as you're so ambitious and so passionate about something, you might pursue something that actually makes your life worse. But if you're so uptight and incapable of letting loose and doing things that you love and actually trying to live to love instead of just living life to accomplish things and have responsibility, you're going to miss out on a lot too. I think it straddles those two ideas in a really fun way, which I thought was a lot of fun to kind of like put myself into everyone's shoes, because I'm like, dang, I agree with both of these so much. Like there's really like a good tension between those two attributes. And I think this movie does a good job at that.
I think this movie leaves a lot of room for debate, because I already have some thoughts about what you said just now. Like, does pursuing passion and having kind of quote unquote, you said, a worse life, are they one and the same always?
Not necessarily, because some people can make their passion their income, right? And that's, an amazing thing.
Yeah, but even income, I don't think is a good standard of what I already forgot what you said, a worse life, right? Because like someone could have a great quality of life and be pretty poor, but their quality of life is like, I eat 3 square meals a day. I have a roof over my head. I'm very happy at what I do, and I have fulfilling relationships.
Yeah. Well, I think about all the people in the world that the only way they can have meals, a roof, is by doing a job they absolutely hate.
Or they just don't want to do, maybe.
But they're doing it because they love their family.
Right.
And whereas I think that a lot of them would love to be actors or artists or poets or musicians, right?
Yeah.
But reality still exists.
Yeah.
Right. And so if your passion is to make people meals, you can work really hard to make a restaurant and stuff, but your restaurant could fail and you could be a terrible business person. And
sure, there's always the ifs.
And that's I'm not saying that pursuing your passion is a perfect way to make your life miserable. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that often pursuing your passion can lead to less favorable outcomes in terms of accomplishments that would be high paying or would give you the lifestyle that, in this case, their fathers really wanted for them.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot to debate and scrutinize about the little details of like this already kind of small debate, as far as like opportunity and the government you live under, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I think as we go through the night and talk about this, I think we should at least touch on at least the principle of the things and the heart of them. Because there's a lot here to dig into. Yeah, there's a few examples I would like to bring up, but we're not spoiling it yet. Overall, though, I think a movie that at the end where you can really think about things and it's like a tug of war between two ideas, I think it's a good movie. It's a sign of a good movie. Yeah. My initial thoughts, it did not go the way I thought it was going to go. Had you never seen this? No. Have you seen it? No. Oh. Yeah, I didn't think you had. So, it just did not go the way I thought it was going to. And we'll get into that with the spoilers, but I thought the boys, they were great. They were like, exactly, I think if I was in their shoes, I would be very similar. Like, they captured that very well, like razzing each other, thinking about girls, like trying to get away with things when teachers aren't looking or the headmaster. They're boys, and they're kind of being sent off to this place where they're expected to do and be what other people tell them, which is almost like a recipe for rebellion, I think. It makes perfect sense that they act out the way that they do, especially when given a little nudge or a little inspiration or a little like something to look up to. I completely understand why they jumped on it. I would be the exact same way. Exactly. I very much would be. And so, it resonates a lot with me. It was a fun time. I think that's what I'll say for initial thoughts. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it.
Just skip that one scene.
We appreciate everyone coming out to listen to Real Legends Podcast. We really love to get this out to more people. So if you subscribe or comment or follow us on Spotify, YouTube, or Instagram, that really helps grow the show, especially Spotify and YouTube. Give us a review, rate the show. Anything you can do like that will really help grow the show. So please take this time just to go subscribe or follow or comment or leave a review, please. And now we're just going to get into our spoiler thoughts. Thoughts, Dan, and those could touch on things you liked, loved, and hated.
I don't think I really hated anything about the movie. I think it was really well made. And I know that's controversial for me to say because it's not as much fun if I didn't hate something.
Sometimes
I love
downer.
It's interesting because like you really do feel both sides of this really strongly. You see this guy's dad who's kind of a jerk, but he grew up in a hard time, like where he had no opportunities and he's had to scrape by. So this would be Todd's father.
No.
Or Neil's father.
Yeah.
Neil's father. He's scraped by his entire life. He's trying his very, very best to provide a good life for his son that he would never have. And he sends him off and he wants to act, right? And he shows up to this little like theater thing and it's like, oh, this looks so stupid. Like he's wasting his time. I can't believe he's wasting my money. He's wasting my wife's money. Like this is horrible.
Well, he's not necessarily wasting it because he's still doing all of that.
Yeah, but that's how he's feeling though. Is like he's wasting this time by pursuing this thing that has no merit, and I want him to be a doctor, right? And this is why we've done so much for him. And I'm hearing the dad say all that stuff and have that perspective, and I'm thinking, yeah, I can totally see where he's coming from as a father. Like you want your son to have a better life than you do, and that's a very natural paternal instinct.
Right.
On the flip side, you have Neil, who's been bossed around his entire life by his jerk dad, who has had no say in his entire future and is miserable because he's being put through like what is equivalent to military school. Like, it's horrible. And he hasn't been able to explore anything, and his dad never asks. So he finally has this teacher that looks at him and says, you can be what you want to be, right? And so he wants to spread those wings. And so it's like, it's very, very interesting because I'm on the dad side for a minute, but then I'm on the son side. And then at the end, when he, becomes part of the Dead Poet Society, that scene was brutal.
Yeah. I think this brings up the whole, to me at least, the whole idea of like, what is good parenting?
Yeah.
What is healthy parenting? And I know like there's a million takes about that this day and age. Like some people, yeah. But I guess I would just say like in brief, just because it has to do with this movie, like, yeah, I definitely see the side of the father wanting his son to have more than he had, and he's sacrificing and giving for that. And so you kind of want to see that fulfilled as a father. Like, I'm doing this for you, so take the opportunity. But I think, at what cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame him because like I don't know what his father was like, the father's father, or where he came from. Like we only get little glimpses of that.
You can assume he grew up in the Great Depression because this is taking place in the 50s.
Yeah.
So pretty rough.
Yeah. But still, I can't put myself in his shoes or know exactly how that had him turn out. But I will say it's like, but at what cost, right? Like at what cost do you control and force and even bully someone, especially your own son? Like, even if he does become it, you don't have a relationship with him. Like, you really don't. Like, he may go and do and be, and you may be like, I did what I needed to do, my son to have a good life. But, I mean, when he's old and his son's having kids and a wife, like, how often is he really going to want to come visit him?
Exactly.
How often is he really going to want to show up or welcome him into his home?
Mm-hmm.
And my thought is, at least if it was me, and that was my dad, because I have a different relationship with my dad, I would probably say never.
Yeah.
Because there's already times, I think, in my life where I think, distanced myself from certain people in my family because it's like, I don't need this in my life. It doesn't make me a better person. It doesn't make me happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine without it.
Yeah, I agree. It's tough because at the end of the day, you are not on the dad's side because he's extremely, extremely hard to be around. Doesn't listen to his son, and that really is like the most important thing I think a parent can do is actually understand their child.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. He truly does not understand his child and leads his child to take his own life, which was a pretty brutal scene. I did not think he was going to pull the trigger. I'm not going to lie. I did not think he was going to kill himself.
No, I didn't either.
I was truly shocked when I went down and he was dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy reveal.
Yeah. I was like, okay, is he going to like do something drastic to like get his father to finally listen to him?
Uh-huh.
Like even like, not like a threat, not like kill him or like, but just something like, look, I have a gun. I need you just to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you never let me talk, like you kind of a bully.
Yeah. And
just like finally like share everything inside of him. But on the other hand, like I see and feel for Neil and the situation of like, if you're being so like controlled and like bullied, especially at a young age, I think you could feel, like you have no escape and no purpose. So it's like, why go on?
Exactly. I think he's like, I know what my dad will say, so I don't care. Like I've had this conversation 100 times, so I'm just going to do it.
Yeah. I was surprised though, because like he had like, and they didn't show it. It was off screen, which I was surprised. The conversation about like, no, I really want to be in this play, even though you told me to quit. And because he does, he goes and he's in it and he says, yeah, my dad said I could go. I don't know where it's going to go from here.
Yeah.
So I really thought like, even after his dad drug him home and said like, and he didn't speak up at the moment, I thought he was going to like get up the courage and be like, no, like I did this once. I can break through and tell him what I want to do. Like, I thought, hey, just leave the house, like run away, like just be your own man. Like, I mean, that's what some people have had to do when ages past is just like, well, I'm leaving home then. Mm-hmm. Like I'm going out on my own.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to pay for my schooling, that's fine. Like I'll make my own way in life.
Yeah, you can tell though his dad has this super strong stranglehold on him. Like the way that his dad is like, don't ever disrespect me. Don't ever talk back to me. And it's just like, okay, if the rule is I can never talk back, then that means I never share. So.
Right. Especially when talking back is not actually even talking back.
He's just trying to explain himself, and his father takes that as insubordination.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm sure that most of these fathers love their sons. They just don't listen to them, and they just want what's best for them. And to them, what's best for them is to get a good job, to be able to provide for their families. And so the best way to do that is to go through this thing. But this is my favorite quote of the whole movie. And this is Mr. Keating talking to the boys. And he says, we read and write poetry because we are members of the human race. Poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for. And it's very interesting because he takes on the one hand, the argument I just made is you need to make sure you can provide for your family and have a good job, right? Keating is saying why?
Yeah.
Why is staying alive and providing for him, why does that even matter?
Yep.
Why does any of this matter? And it comes down to beauty, romance, and love.
This is my favorite quote as well from the movie. And it's like the whole movie summed up in that poem.
Exactly. It's passion, right? It's what makes you human. Working is not what makes you human. Getting a job is not what makes you human.
Yeah, we're missing part of the quote because it mentions more of that in the poem. I think it says something about like, read it for us.
We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human family. And the human race is filled with passion and medicine, law, business, engineering. These are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for.
Yeah, so sustaining life and staying what keeps you wanting to live.
Yeah, exactly. And so this school is solely focused on one of those, right? Engineering, becoming a doctor, whatever those might be like.
Yep.
And that is important.
Yeah.
But Keating sees that these boys have never been offered the opportunity for romance, passion, and love. Those things that you really keep you alive, that make you not just go to work every day and feel miserable.
Right.
Those things that spark you, those things that that make you get out of bed and go do things. And throughout the movie, you see these boys for the first time in their entire lives feel that feeling of, oh my gosh, I do want this girl. I do want to try out for this, for acting. I do want to speak my mind. Like those things that they were never going to do otherwise actually be activated inside the human soul because of Mr. Keating.
Yeah. Another huge thing that Mr. Keating brings up that I really resonated with as well is, and it's kind of summed up in a little conversation with one of the other professors or the headmaster, where he says something to the effect of like, I thought the purpose of education was to be able to think for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that is another like big heart of the story is Mr. Keating is, because he appreciates the things that are necessary.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't believe that people should just be trained. You need to be able to think for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to
be a person,
reason,
be a human.
Yeah. And because if you're not, you're kind of like Neil's dad, where yes, he's done all the work. He's provided, he's put the roof over their head. He has a wife, he has a son. But what is he living for?
Exactly.
If he doesn't actually have a good relationship with his son, and when he goes to bed with his crying wife, all he says to her is, it'll be fine.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
It's a good contrast.
And so
it's a very powerful contrast.
And to me, this resonates a lot with our time as well, because I've really tried to work at being a critical thinker, because there's so much deception in our time and age, and there's so much at stake with our country and keeping it a republic and keeping it a place of liberty, because there's so much messaging and propaganda and like distraction that I think it's very important. Like Mr. Keating, someone that I would want my kids to be taught by, because he's telling you need to be a critical thinker. Yeah. You can't just go along with everyone telling you what to do, what to think, where to work, how to have a family, what to do when you have the family. So you got to think for yourself.
I think freedom is a great example that you bring up, is like Keating was truly offering them freedom for the first time in their lives. They've been, even though they live in a free country, right? But they're under the house of their parents, and your parents are your government for the entire time you're below the age of 18.
Yeah.
And that you can be living in a free country and not be in a free home, because your parents are so restrictive and they're so like unloving, right? And I feel like I actually resonate a lot with part of this too, with kind of growing up in a home where I felt like ignored fairly often. Mm-hmm. And then finally being able to like go out on my own and have some freedom was like this massive, like, oh man, like a sigh of relief. Like I can actually make my own choices.
Yeah.
I quickly learned that a lot of my own choices were stupid.
Yeah.
But I needed to have that freedom to do it.
Yeah.
And clearly Keating is, for the first time, giving them just a little dose of freedom. And the kids do stupid things, right?
Yeah.
They go to that cave, they get the girls, they drink, they smoke, they bring up the porn. Like, that's not good stuff. I don't want my son doing that stuff either.
Right.
But they need to have freedom to know for themselves between good and evil.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the plan of salvation.
That's a big principle.
Like you have to let people choose what to do. And like as a parent, you cannot control your children. You can guide them, you can put them in the right direction, and you can encourage the most you possibly can to make good decisions, but it is up to them. It is their choice.
Yeah, and to bring this back to an argument I made when we talked about Arrival, that doesn't mean that I need to go experience every evil or bad thing to become the person I need to be, or to be a good person, or anything like that. Like there's a lot of things you don't have to try or do or pursue to not know better or to become someone better.
True.
I don't have to become an alcoholic and work my way out of it to realize like, oh man, I finally became the person I was supposed to be. I can become a great person without experiencing that. But have I made other mistakes or done things that I regret? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have an opportunity to learn from that. And it does help us. I think it, like you mentioned, it's a principle of life that we've come here, that we're alive to learn and know to value the good over the evil.
Yep. It's very interesting to see like it play out in such a unique way. And then I think about like the administrator and him firing Keating, like, honestly, I get it. Like, sadly,
I have a lot to say about
the
this.
environment that they want to create with this school is not conducive for freedom. It just isn't. Like, they want to be rigid and they want a very specific outcome. And to get that outcome, Keating is not the right fit, sadly.
To give the devil his due, I completely, in our world we live in, I completely understand how they connect this kid dying to Mr. Keaton and firing him. Like, it makes complete sense.
Totally.
It's horse crap.
It is.
Because the kid was at home with his father that took him there, and he killed himself at home after an argument with his father.
Yeah. And like, Mr. Keating was...
For his parents to even dare say, because we don't get it explicitly, but they say when Todd's in his meeting that, or when he's making the announcement to the whole school, like, at the request of his parents, we're investigating this. Mm-hmm. It's like, are you shitting me? Like, you have the balls as a father to say, after you just have bullied your son his whole life, that somebody else is the cause of him killing himself in your own home with your own gun?
Yeah. After
you just argued with him and told him he doesn't have a say in his life? Like, to me, that is just outrageous.
It's
like,
true.
That pisses me off.
I agree. I don't think that his firing was justified, but I do think that if what they're trying to do is to create people who are ready to go to the Ivy League, Keating is not a good fit. Yeah. Sadly.
Yeah.
Would I ever want to send my son? Would I ever want to send my son to one of these places? No way. No way. The whole time, these boys, like, any second they have, they're running around the house, they're throwing books everywhere, they're sneaking out. Like, this is not an environment for boys to succeed in. It's an environment to crush their souls and diminish their desire for passion and freedom.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah. And that's what, like, I think a lot
and then you grow up to be the dad that he had, right? The jerk,
Right. Because you've been taught the only thing that matters is X, Y, and Z, right? Mm-hmm. Having the occupation, doing the work, giving opportunity to your family, but not actually living and have a relationship with them.
Yep.
And we see that in this movie contrasted with people like, I don't know the name of all the characters, but the one that's in love with the blonde, like, he really like stretches out of himself to, like,
Knox,
to approach her, to work up the courage to, like, to pursue her. And it actually ends up being vindicated that, like, she actually would like to be with someone that actually has some sort of passion for life, and also, like, the things that also come along with the nice school where he's educated and he's thoughtful and he has maybe places he could take her, rather than, like, I'll go to a play with you, whereas your jock boyfriend would never do that.
Mm-hmm. It's like, he'd leave you sleeping on the couch so he can hang out with his boys.
Right, exactly. Yeah, good point.
I love the last scene where the what's the scaredy cat's name? The one who stands up, the first one to stand up.
Oh, Todd. Yeah, sorry.
I liked his arc a lot. I thought it was cool because, like, and this is again why Keating's character was so cool. Is this based off of a real movie, like a real story? I mean,
I have no idea.
It's based off of Tom Schulman's own teenage experience at Montgomeryville Academy, an all-boys prep school in Nashville, Tennessee. So it's not specific, but Mr. Keating was a real person. I love how Todd, like, and this is what makes Mr. Keating great, is that he sees people's true potential and he sees where they're suffering. Like, we're talking about paternal instinct, and I think Mr. Keating has the most paternal instinct out of all the characters, all the fathers combined.
Yeah.
Like, you see these boys and how they're suffering. He sees these suffering boys and he thinks, how can I make their life better?
Yeah.
And he does everything he can to really, in a manly, masculine way, get them out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because a very masculine father will push their son to be better and will push him out of his comfort zone to strive for something better. In the scene where he throws him up on stage and he's like, you got to yell. And then he makes him do the whole spinny thing, closes his eyes, and he's like, you can speak. You don't need to be afraid.
Yeah, just say whatever you think of first.
And at the very end, he's the one who stands up on his desk. And it was just like, yes, man. Like, he saw the one who needed help and he pushed him in a kind, loving way to be all he knew he could be.
Robin
Awesome.
Williams doing it again. First with Matt Damon and now with Ethan Hawke.
I actually felt like it was a very similar character.
Oh man, I love it. I love that point. Good point. Good point. I had a thought and I kind of lost it. So
I think about like how I want to be as a dad, and I don't think I would be as like encouraging of poetry as Keating would be, but I absolutely want to encourage my sons and my daughters to take life by the horns and to live and to really have freedom and to choose their own path. I'm going to encourage them to do what's right as much as I can, but freedom is it's the human desire to be free.
Right. And like, I think it is interesting because I grew up in a home with siblings, boys, brothers, and a father where like it could easily be viewed like these sort of things like poetry or like music or just like kind of their whole environment that Mr. Keating's pushing them through, or like ways of expressing themselves, could be viewed as like very masculine or not cool,
useless.
Yeah. Well, even just more negative than useless, right? Just not cool. Just not manly. Just not whatever, right? And so I guess I would just say I think it is important to be exposed to like facets of life. Yeah. Because like I never would have thought that, yeah, this kid wants to be an actor and is into it. I didn't think so. It seemed like, oh yeah, he's getting his education. He probably is going to be a successful doctor or something. Yep. But then he figures out like, actually, this is actually what I really like. But he never would have known that without exposure.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I think a lot about like my own journey, like trying to find like what I wanted to do with my career, and it did take a ton of exposure to different ideas and different pathways.
Yeah.
And like if you had asked me when I was their age, 17, what I wanted to do, I would have been like, I want to be a skateboarder, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you just had no clue what life was gonna have for you.
No. I studied a lot of things in college, so it took a while to figure out. I love though that he kind of Mr. Keating starts with just carpe diem. Yeah, it makes me think about my life. Like right away, I was like, man, maybe there's ways I could be seizing the day more.
Exactly. Like, dude, if I just went up to the girl that I loved and was just like, hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
She could say yes, right?
Yeah, or just do more with like the things that I like and I'm interested in, and yeah, not let life pass by. Like the poem says, right, where it's like when you die realizing you never lived, like that would be very sad is basically the essence of the poem. Even poetry, like, it's like maybe I should read some more poetry.
Yeah, honestly, at the end I was kind of like, dang, poetry actually does have like a huge impact on how people think and what they end up deciding to do, is like the ideas that are presented to them, and poetry is a really cool and impactful way of conveying ideas.
Yeah. I want to, and we could do this to close, but I want to read something that this brought to my mind. This is a quote that has everything to do with the parenting part we talked about. If you can only convince your children that you love them, that your whole soul goes out to them for their good, that you are their truest friend, they in turn will place confidence in you and will love you and seek to do your bidding and to carry out your wishes with your love. But if you are selfish, unkindly to them, and if they are not confident that they have your entire affection, they will be selfish and will not care whether they please you or carry out your wishes or not. And the result will be that they will grow wayward, thoughtless, and careless. I implore you to teach and control by the spirit of love and forbearance until you can conquer. If children are defiant and difficult to control, be patient with them until you can conquer by love, and you will have gained their souls. You can then mold their character as you please.
Love first.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's what I want to live by, and that's why I have a screenshot of that quote, is because I want there to be zero doubt that my kids have my entire affection, that I love them, because that's the most fertile soil for a relationship to thrive in. Well, they'll share the most. They'll want to be around me when I'm old. They'll want to be around me when they're young. I think it's just the way.
This is the way. Yeah, I completely agree.
Well, unless you have any other thoughts, let's wrap out with our scores.
I think it's a legend. And I would give it an 8.5.
All right.
Pretty high.
Yeah, you're high on it.
I liked it.
I would give it a legend as well. Oh, Captain, my Captain. And I think I would go an 8 on this. I liked it a lot.
I just like movies that at the end you really have to like think about. And I like characters who are inspirational. And Mr. Keating is inspirational.
Definitely.
Like, I want to be more like him.
Yeah.
He's dope.
Yeah. Love a good movie where it actually makes you feel and think well after the credits roll. Well, that's it for us on Real Legends podcast tonight. But like we said, share your thoughts on this episode or other episodes, and we'll read them live on the show next week. But until then, we'll see you at the cinema concession stand.
Catch you on the flippity flop.